Lights out, and away we go.
Forever. Oh my god, what a move! Big crash! Big crash!
Yes, it's that time of the week. Welcome to the Brazil Grand Prix weekend highlights for MFRL in Season 3. And over the next 40 or 45 minutes or so, we'll bring you coverage from the qualifying, the sprint and the race itself. But here we are then in Sao Paulo. We've had some brilliant races here, and I'm sure this one will be no exception. For the first time we hold a sprint. Season 1 it was the season finale. Season 2 it was an epic race between the top championship contenders, and in Season 3 we get to host a sprint here, and this track a 4.3 kilometer circuit, top speeds around 350 kilometers per hour over 15 turns, and with a little bit of elevation change, especially through the Senna S's at turns 1, 2 and 3. Tyres in use today. Looks a fairly sunny day and a fairly sunny weekend in general. Softs, mediums and hards, of course, and it will be the C5, C4 and C3, so the softest 3 compounds available, making racing extra spicy. So then let's have a look at what happened in our second qualifying in MFRL in Season 3 with the qualifying report, setting the grid for the race on Sunday. Jimmy finally got his season moving, getting P5 on the grid for Sunday's race. He said that the Mercedes is finally starting to feel a bit more competent to his driving style. The kick-salver of Jaco has proven pretty good in Season 3 so far, and he continued his strong form, claiming P3 on the grid, claiming him 18 points in the Wingfoot Award, the championship which is based on drivers' performances in qualifying. Scotsman who impressed, which wasn't Jack, was Lewis. The Stevo did an incredible job getting his Alpine onto the front row in another consistent great performance. But of course on pole was Jack, and as we compare Jack's lap to Stevo's lap, you can see that both Scotsmen have plenty of pace and expertise at this circuit, and they know their cars very well. You can just see here Jack just inching ahead a wee bit as they head at the end of sector 1, just around half a tenth separating them at this point. But you'll see Jack gradually gaining a bit of time in order to get pole position. More speed through that corner, you could argue, and a better line as well. And now you really start to see the advantage coming towards the kick-salver driver, leading the championship, and of course our Jack-to-back champion in Season 1 and Season 2. Season 3 looking just as good for him in qualifying. He claimed 24 Wingfoot Award points, with the Stevo claiming 20, and Jack has maxed out on points in the Wingfoot. And can he do the same in the Grand Prix? As they come up to the line, you can see Jack has a considerable gap over Stevo. I mean, it wasn't a bad lap from Lewis, but Jack is just on another level, tuned into his car. He loves Brazil, and he claims pole position by a good 4/10 of a second, with Sotos and Jaco third and fourth, Jimmy and Omar next, with the Glitzy and AMP. P9 to the Jahames and Kami Kamiko in 10th position. With the grid size reducing from 20 to 18, will there be less chaos? I mean, of course, at the moment it's MFRL. After the break, we bring you the first racing action from Brazil with the sprint highlights as we relive an incredible battle in the Season 2 race between Hype and Jack, who were still competing for the title at this point. Jack had a firm grip, but it just showed the pace that both these drivers had, with one of the best battles of all time in MFRL. We'll be right back after the break. Grab yourself a tea and a biscuit. Majestic League. MFRL Season 3 is coming to you with highlights and coverage on the MFRL socials and MFRL TV. Oh boy, you do not want to miss it. Welcome back to MFRL. You're watching the Brazilian Grand Prix weekend highlights and we're preparing for the sprint race. And let's have a look at your grid then. On pole position it is Felix with the AMP in P2. Third goes to Jake with the Wiki in P4. Jimmy and Akil make up row 3 with McGrory and Kamiko next up. Pug aka Glitzy and 9th and Jaco rounding out the top 10. The Hutchins 11th with Omar and Soos, with the Stevo, Robbo and James, and the back row Jack and Hypes, who's actually now in an Aston Martin after a last minute swap with Wayne leaving the paddock. AMP will in fact start this one from pole after Felix has not joined, so it will be AMP versus Jake on that front row. Which one of the two can make it into P1 at turn 1? There's only one way to find out.
Are you Kamiko in disguise?
There we go then. 4 and 5. Lights out and away we go. We are sprinting to turn 1 here at Brazil. Who's going to get the best launch out of AMP and Wiki? AMP is going to sweep around the outside and looking back towards the middle of the pack. Jack is in there. He's already gained ground as we head through turn 1, 2 and 3. We've actually kept it surprisingly clean.
McGrory's in first. Jimmy, I believe someone's in second. Jimmy's had a horrible start. Jimmy's off. Where's Wiki? Wiki's off. Yeah, okay. Okay, me and Sotos here. It's a re-ignition of the season 2 early season rivalry here. So that's the MFRL season 2 sprint race episode. Oh my god. Damage. I think that's Alonso. That's John Hutchins struggling. Managed to get past John Hutchins. Sorry, stop. I tried to go for an impossible move. There's a huge fight going on.
He's
on up there, I'm not even realised he's on up there running P3! This is a huge drop, contact! Yeah, what's he doing? I've been absolutely bombarded by the crash guy.
the DRS.
He's out! Horrible crash! Absolutely horrendous accident! Right in front of me! Chris is a horrendous crash! I've never seen it live, ever before!
Oh, what a moment. It's time to take a deep dive into the start of that race on board with the Stevo from 10th on the grid. Let's see how his launch was. Yeah, it's your average kind of launch. He's actually jumped Omar, who had a pretty poor start in the Williams. We already see the green wheels of Jack round the outside. Getting a little bit swamped there, did the Stevo, but he's kept it clean. Out wide went Wiki. So Stevo actually held from P10 to P10. That was a good start from the Alpine driver, who's been very consistent this season and continues to prove why he should be towards the top of the championship. There's plenty of action ahead with Jack and Sotos. That was an exciting start for our championship leader, but once again he's kept his nose clean, he's gained positions, and that is why he is a double champion and maybe soon to be triple champion. But oh, look at that, a bit of carnage, as you would expect. And that was very close to a puncture for Lewis there, with a bit of debris coming off, nearly hitting his wheel, and we know how many punches there's been in Season 3. Unbelievable stuff as Jack made his way into P8 and Stevo just kept his nose very clean. Consistency is very much key for the Stevo, and he's proved it season after season. Season 3 it's no different, and he continued to hold on to P10. He was faced under pressure from Wiki after his dramatic moment from the front row, but the Stevo instead of losing a place, he went for a place on the Hutchins, and he successfully went around the outside in what was a pretty lovely move on the Aston Martin driver with a brand new teammate of Hyped. This was a bit later on lap 2 for the Stevo, and this is a view of that horrific near crash with the Jack. That could have been a championship deciding moment. That was a very, very close incident, and then bang into the wall there, and that caused our safety car, the first one of maybe many this weekend, or maybe this is the only one. This is on board with Jimmy, 3, 4 and 5. He was a bit further up. This is we might get a good view of how Wiki went off. How was his start? Jimmy had a pretty good start actually, and got instantly alongside. We saw these two Mercedes battling very hard in Bahrain last week. But yeah, Wiki just seems to fly off the road, loses 6 or 7 positions, and falls out of the top 10 eventually. But Jimmy gets a good run on AMP, and nearly goes through it, but not quite. Good stuff from AMP, keeping under pressure very well, eventually getting overtaken just before the safety car. But actually, AMP lunged back, there was contact, and AMP was handed the position back. Good stuff. And we're about to restart here, not that far away from the line, but you know how restarts have been here last season. Obviously our only red flag came here in a very similar situation, not quite the same drama, not yet at least, but we are green in the Brazil MFRL Season 3 sprint, and the yellow turns to green on lap 6 out of 18. We're a third of the way through. Seltos with a big lockup. Loads of lockups into that first corner. The Stevo's gone a bit deep. He's wide. He's gone off. Has he lost any momentum there? Well, he certainly lost a bit of ground to Seltos. What a shame.
Yellow flag.
Oh my god! Oh my god! There's a free car collision! I don't know how to avoid it not having a failed crash there! Or sideswipe the other guy! What on earth is happened there? Chico's got punctured! Oh my god! Chico's got punctured in the crash! Unbelievable!
Safety car number 2 with much more dramatic reasons, definitely, as this is a look from the TV cameras of how the hell Jack avoided. Unbelievable. He goes to the inside to try and overtake the Steven. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Avoiding all the stricken cars, avoiding McGrory, avoiding the Stevo himself. That was absolutely incredible. This is a view of Jayco's puncher, and you're about to see a very smoky Sauber as the wheel rubs against, well, basically the entire car as it wobbles its way back to the pit lane. What a shame. Another puncher in this puncher-full season. Okay, here we go. This will tell us what happened. And oh, that's a big. Oh my god. That just makes it look even closer. At least Jimmy has walked out. It's been a lot of big crashes. Mexico Grand Prix winner in Season 2, but it's not been his season at all. What a shame for Jimmy, but he is okay. This is on board with the Stevo. As this is in the last sector, we're about to see how he got, how close he got. We saw from the outside view, he got away with it fairly well. He chose the right line, and he definitely got away with it pretty well. I mean, Jack, I don't know how he's avoided that. That must be one of the best avoidances of all time in Season 3, but look at this. Stevo just says au revoir to about 5 of them. That was a brilliant awareness from Lewis to gain loads of positions and reach the top 3. And then Jacob's puncher, bringing him to second.
The man of the moment, he leads, and only like his third or fourth Grand Prix in the Ferrari. He's doing a great job out front.
Guys, if the race tasted always
Catching the car ahead, well done. Bill is trying to get us to the end of this race. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 6.2 seconds.
I'm catching Epic Pug at a rate of knots.
Yeah, I'm going to retire late, and I've got like
Oh my god!
To get past here, you
Oh.
overtake, you
Oh.
overtake.
I agree. I'm just rushing off my car. What is Stroll doing? What the fuck? Yeah, back to me. What is this? Nah, that sergeant guy is defending for his fucking life.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled.
Me?
Come on, it's time to break away! Or maybe not. He's not giving up without a fight, is Epic Pug. What a move! What a move for Epic Pug, he can pull it off! What a fight!
Yeah.
What a move!
This is the best battle MFRL's ever seen.
Oh, it could be that. Could have been the greatest battle that MFRL has ever seen.
Ah, a wonderful field.
The best battle of Season 2 came here, and maybe even the best battle of Season 3 now. That's definitely got to be a contender. As you see, look at this. Beautiful stuff. Glitzy, maybe not someone you'd expect to be battling with someone like Jack, but he absolutely shone. Incredible stuff. This is a view from the Stevo of how Jack overtook Glitzy, who had a bit of a lockup, but Glitzy did not give up. It's very similar to the Hyped and Jack battle of Season 2 that we played before the break. But this is why Brazil is now a sprint weekend. This is why it's on the calendar. It's one of the best tracks in MFRL and in F1 and in the whole world basically. But we have so many great battles, so many dramatic moments, so many memorable moments, and this is just another one to add to the huge list of what we got in Season 1 and Season 2, and it's proving an amazing track in Season 3. She had plenty of battling, and the Stevo gave us a perfect view of it. So on board with the Stevo, they're going side by side yet again. Glitzy's coming back at Jack. Here we go. Is it going to be a switchback? Here comes the Stevo maybe. Lewis maybe is going to get involved, but he's just backed out for now. Oh, this could be very tight. It's a three-way battle, and the Stevo's going to back out. He's just a bit boxed in there. Here comes Glitzy, side by side, and Jack goes off the road. This is very 2021 F1 in real life-ish. Here comes Lewis. Can he get it around the outside? That would be a cheeky move, but he backs out of it, keeps it clean. Brilliant battle between these three, and it's soon to come 4 or 5, maybe even more. This has been an incredible battle as we continue this brilliant stuff. Unfortunately, Lewis has dropped back a fair bit, but now he is in another battle, this time with the likes of Wiki and Sotos. Lewis leaves enough room. Here comes Wiki. He's gotten through, but Sotos is not let through by the Stevo. So Lewis just dropping back a little bit, but he had a good time with the leading pair, who are still battling their way, and out goes, that's Hyped, I think, is out of the race now. What a shame for the Aston Martin driver, new to Aston Martin of course, and AMP is out as well. So here we go then, Wiki versus the Stevo versus Sotos. This is a very dramatic battle. Stevo's been very, very busy in this race. It's going to be a hard-earned amount of points wherever he finishes, and let's hope he does finish in the points and there's no commentator's curse. But as you see, once again, we're approaching the end of this very dramatic sprint with some memorable moments. Lewis has had a bit of oversteer. That could leave him vulnerable. It does. Sotos has gone through into P4, P5 for the Stevo now, but there's loads of penalties which might get removed, or there might be new penalties, so very provisional at the moment. But let's focus on the battle on the road, because it's Sotos and it's Stevo. Both of them race winners. Stevo in the sprint, so he can still win the Jack Robber trophy, but Sotos obviously winning in Abu Dhabi in Season 2. And another moment for the Stevo, as here comes Jaco now. Could provide, it's only one extra point, but that could be the critical point in what is always a very competitive constructors standings. It's always brilliant. Season 2 is amazing, and Season 3 looks no different, but Jaco gets the position, but at least the Stevo has the fastest lap for a bit of bragging rights, I guess. But here comes Sotos once again. It's all mixy in this mid-pack. This is why I say this track is absolutely brilliant for MFRL. It provides loads of good battles, and it's fairly clean as well. Yes, we've had red flags here that before, but you basically have that in any race. But here we go then. Sotos will get down the inside and get the move on the Stevo. It's P5 now for Sotos and P6 for Lewis. As they make their way up this right-hander, we've seen a good few moves here. One of them was a massive dive bomb in Season 2 into that corner. But here comes Jack then. He's absolutely controlled this race. He didn't get it easy though. He had to battle with Glitzy for a while, but Jack wins.
Oh, what a race. 3 times separate me and him at the end before his penalty.
That could be contender for the best ever sprint race in MFRL. Let's have a look at your result then. Jack, Glitzy and Jaco making it your podium. Glitzy, one of the biggest impressors of that race, with Wiki and Lewis next. And Sotos, Omar and the AI of Kamiko getting a point. The only AI in the point scoring positions. But good stuff for Kamiko. Pop the kettle on, it's almost time for the MFRL Brazilian Grand Prix. Next. Jack is back and once again wins the Wingfoot Award and takes pole for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And what a lap it was, 4 tenths ahead of the rest of the pack. And we are sprinting down to the first corner here in the Brazilian sprint. AMP leads us. And oh my god, how the hell has Jack got away with that? What an avoidance from the champion. Here we go then, what a battle this is. Glitzy on the outside, Jack on the inside. Glitzy is not giving up. This is a drive of like a champion, maybe in the future, but for now, he is absolutely on it. Usually in these races, Jack is left alone, but Glitzy is not giving up. The Ferrari obviously much quicker, but there's got to be a source of racecraft, and Glitzy is bringing it to Jack. We're side by side. This is very Season 2-esque with hype, but Jack will just about hold on. And Jack comes to the line. He will take a very exciting sprint win. Welcome back, you're watching MFRL Brazilian Weekend Highlights on the MFRL YouTube channel, and let's have a look at the standings after that, one of the best sprints we've ever had. Jack and James still on top with Robert and Lewis making it an Alpine 3-4. Sotos and Omar are next to Jaco, Glitzy after an incredible race, Hutchins and Wiki rounding out your top 10. Teams wise, Kicks Albert extend their lead to 10 points ahead of Alpine, with Williams in very close proximity yet again. Haas and Ferrari are next with Aston Martin, Mercedes, McLaren, Racing Bulls and Red Bull are yet to score. Well, now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Brazilian Grand Prix race here on MFRL in Season 3. If the sprint is anything to go by, this race will be absolutely amazing. But let's have a look at how they line up for the Brazilian Grand Prix. On the front row it is Jack as usual, with Lewis doing a good job in the Alpine. Sotos and Jaco on row 2, with Jimmy and the Mercedes impressing, and Glitzy after an incredible sprint on row 3 in P6. 7th goes to James after missing out in qualifying, with the Robbo also absent from quali in P8. Jake in 9th with Wiki in 10th, Akil 11th and Felix in 12th. And back row start takers for this race, AMP and McGrory, they are on row 7 though, ahead of the AI of John, Kumiko, Diddy and Hype. So before we get racing, let's have a quick explainer of all the championships, as there's been loads of new ones added to MFRL. Firstly, the Jack Robbo Trophy are for drivers who have not yet won an MFRL race, and sprint winners do not count as the actual winners. They are allowed to compete. The big one though, the qualifying one, the Wingfoot Award, is a championship based on qualifying results, and it does not impact the overall championship. You don't get any bonus points for winning the Wingfoot Award, but it is the same point system as the overall championship. It's 24 for the winner, all the way down to 1 point for P12. But potentially the most anticipated one in the paddock, the Forever Ford Award. It rewards drivers for every position gained in a race when you start in position. So for example, if you start at P7, you finish P6, you'd get 1 point. And it does exclude sprints, but you cannot have negative points. If you lose places, you'll just get a big fat 0. So now all of that is covered up, we can head trackside for what I bet will be one of the best races in MFRL history. Welcome to race number 26 in MFRL. The Brazilian Grand Prix is coming to you next. Commentary comes from me, Jack and Jimmy, with footage coming from Jack, Jimmy and Stevo on F5 Studios. I cannot wait for this one. Who will take the win? Will Jack make it the normal routine, or will we have a shock? Can Glitzy impress like he did in the sprint? There's only one way to find out. It's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix in Season 3 MFRL. And the conditions could not be better for what is almost certainly a race filled with mystery and excitement. Enough of the jibber jabber, more of the battles on track. Here we go then, the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's a Scottish front row lockout. Let's see who will lead into turn 1, as we are 4 and we are 5 red lights. And we are underway for the Brazilian Grand Prix, round 2 of 12. Jack's got his classic good start. I think he's going to close off the lead into turn 1. Yes, he does. Jack's got a perfect start. Stevo in 2nd, Jaco 3rd, and Sotos P4. Once again, we are all clean. No need for any interruption. It's a good start. As Jack completes the first sector, there's only 74 to go in this race, and he's got one absolutely perfect. It's a brilliant start for our championship leader. as we're on board with the Stevo, who had a very action-packed sprint race, and it looks no different for the main Grand Prix itself. He's getting right in the thick of it. We might be 3 wide nearly as we head into this right-hand flick where we've seen incidents in real life and in MFRL, sneaking it down the inside. But it's been a good start. It's been a clean start. No need for not even any yellow flags. It's very rare to see, but it is good to see as through goes Glitzy. He's had an incredible weekend. I cannot praise the driver enough. He's having a fantastic weekend in that Ferrari, but the Stevo will try and hunt him down in the Alpine. It's a strong lineup at Alpine this season, and let's see what the Stevo can do to capitalise what is a pretty good car, better than some of them on the grid. As you make it through the first lap without any interruption, it's good to see Stevo is a little bit deep. Here comes James, who's looking for... Is he going to go left or right? He's going to go to the left. And he doesn't quite send it. He keeps it clean, but the Stevo runs a little bit wide, trying to leave him space. As we got action here, this is A&P right towards the back of the pack. He's going to send it on hyped. A&P versus hype then for P13. No points here, but there's action everywhere you look. What an exciting start this is. And there's contact. A&P and hype coming together. A&P gets away with it better than hype does. I think they are both in the race, and I think we've got a safety car. Safety car is called. Third safety car of the weekend, drawing to a close, then on board with Lewis, who's had one of the most action-packed weekends so far, and we're only on lap 4 of the race. And we are back underway. No, we're not. This is where we had a red flag this time last year. It was around this lap as well, but we are green here in MFRL at Brazil. Lap 5 of 25, 21 to run, as James has got a brilliant restart as they're on board with Jimmy now, battling with his teammate. Deja vu from Bahrain. Let's hope the ending isn't deja vu. Let's hope he can actually finish a race and break the Oscar Piastri curse, as he's right on the back of Wiki. We're nearly side by side. Wiki with a much improved name. Both drivers had improved names, but Jimmy's reverted back to his classic Jimmy as we are making our way into the middle sector, the more technical part. We do see some overtakes through here, not really at this corner though, and Wiki extends the gap a fair bit, and he's now looking for the move on the Stevo. Here comes a bit of a lock-up, but he's a-okay. But look at this mid-pack battle. We saw this last year with a brilliant mid-pack battle with Height, McGrory, Jack, and loads of other drivers, and once again, it's another great race start. This is the Stevo 2, and we're about to see Jimmy's on board as well. As you can see, Jimmy up ahead on Stevo, but Jimmy in the bottom right getting all frisky with Wiki. And this is Bahrain, well, maybe more intense because they're making near contact. They're barging and pushing each other to the limit. We're on board with Jimmy then, who is still right behind the Wikipedia. Incredible name there, but as Jimmy just, can he get the momentum? Can he pass Wiki? Maybe Wiki might be holding him up a bit, but to be fair, Wiki looks like he's got a lot of pace, and he might be able to pass the Alpine of Stevo, who we've had plenty of on-boards with so far in this race. Things are beginning to settle down, no red flag on the restart, and we are 2 laps in to the restart. As a bit of a wobble from Wiki. Can Jimmy fight this one back? Jimmy's getting the slipstream, a brilliant battle behind, by the way, and look at this. This is very aggressive between the two Mercedes as Jack gets the fastest lap of the race, and Jimmy makes his way through into P5. And that's Stevo going a little bit wide as we run on board with him, weaving around. And here we go. On board with the Stevo, who is wide again, but this time it's because there's a Jimmy there. Jimmy makes it through. Can the Mercedes have a perfect strategy and get past the Stevo to make it P4 and P5 for Mercedes, making it one of their strongest races to date? Down the inside comes Wiki. It's a successful strategy from Mercedes. Brilliant stuff from the team and Silver Arrows. But the Stevo's trying to look back. This would be brave from the Alpine driver. Oh, he doesn't, and he gets a penalty. But that penalty could be disputed, and the 3 seconds could get removed. And there's a bit of contact. The dreaded crunch on that front wing. No damage is done yet. It's been a very exciting race at the moment. Down the inside of James now comes Jimmy, and we're still neck and neck. Like, I do think there's been one point in this race where there hasn't been a side-by-side action moment on the track. This is why Brazil, I keep saying it, it's such a brilliant track, but Jimmy makes his way onto the podium for the first time, I think, this season. Can he finally get a good haul of points? Maybe like 18 points for a third place finish. We're back on board with Steve. Oh, there's been an incident. There's been an incident. I think Jimmy and Wiki might have been involved. Replay here. This is James and Jimmy making contact, a bit like BTCC, but they've got away with it. James is still ahead at this point, and DRS for Jimmy. Let's see what happened. It must have been these two who are involved in the incident. So Jimmy's down the inside. He looks for it. Oh, it's a bit of a bang, and I think Wiki runs into the back of Jimmy. It's an unfortunate teammate incident. This is also some action we had a bit earlier on in the race towards the back of the pack. There's action, let's say, everywhere you look. This is A&P. Brilliant. Oh, yeah, very feisty in his contact. That was Glitzy. After his great weekend, that's not what he wanted to see. And then battling with the Hutchins as well, and Akil trying to get involved as well. Big lockup for one of the Ferraris up ahead, but A&P is getting involved in plenty of action. A bit later on in the lap, it's A&P again with the Hutchins trying to come back at A&P. Brilliant stuff from our AI, who've had their difficulty increased, so they've definitely improved in pace a lot. Aston Martin, they might not be front runners, but a bit of damage there for the Hutchins. That's a bit of a chop off by A&P. And then two Ferraris are battling as well. Oh my god, plenty of teammate battles in this race as well. You've got the two Salvas at the front, the Mercedes being more aggressive than I've ever seen before, and now the Ferraris. And look at this, more side-by-side action with A&P and Glitzy. Glitzy's been one of the stars of the weekend for battles. Brilliant stuff. He might get a demotion, which is a good thing in MFRL, to get put in a worse team. It proves you have more pace. We're back on board with the Stevo and live pictures then. And Wiki is just there ahead. It's been a brilliant midfield battle. Not too much happening at the front. There's contact. And off has gone James as well. It's all carnage. Contact between Wiki and James now. It's just suddenly brightened up this battle. It's really exciting as James goes down the inside. Can the Stevo do the double? He's looking for the run. He hasn't quite got the momentum. It might be a single around the outside of Wiki, but good strategic thinking from the Stevo, who has kept his nose clean. And consistency is key yet again for the Alpine driver. As you see here, the Stevo currently in P6, and now virtual safety car as he was coming into the pit lane. James is gone. That's brilliant for Stevo, who has gotten quite lucky there. We're green once again then with the Stevo and John Hutchins in P7, Sotos in 9th. Oh, we've seen this sort of battle in Season 2. This is a Jack and Hype situation with an AI ahead, but this time the AI are a lot stronger, and keeping ahead of Sotos is Hutchins, but the Stevo makes it through. On board with Jimmy then, on lap 14 now of 25. We're into the second half of the race. That is Hutchins up ahead, getting involved in a bit of action. It's good to see as we make it through. The right-hander once again. Jimmy gets a bit of a wobbly world moment, but he's kept his nose relatively clean. He had a dramatic moment with James, of course. But on board with Jack then, he's actually got a driver to overtake. That's very rare for Jack. He's always right at the front, apart from in sprints, which he had an incredible sprint to win it. But he's down the inside of Akil. That should be a fairly straightforward overtake, and it is. Jack into P3. And eventually should be taking the lead very soon. It's Glitzy though. Glitzy, we've seen one of the best battles in the sprint. It might happen again. Jack lighting up the times. Fastest lap of the race, locking up his Glitzy. Here we go again, take two, let's have some more of it. Yes, yes, yes. Here comes Glitzy then. And here comes Jack behind. Glitzy's out of battery. Jack has got a little bit in store. He's on the outside. Will this be more straightforward than the sprint? Yes, it will.
Please do not make it
it's still good
difficult.
to see Glitzy once again battling with our championship leader. Here we go then, Stevo and Hyped and Sotos. The Sotos and Stevo are carving their way through the field together. It's a good few overtakes they've made now, and here's the next victim of the Stevo Sotos powertrain. Round the outside of Hyped goes the Stevo, and this is on board with Jimmy on the next lap, and Jimmy's looking for the move on Hyped. Will it be as straightforward? I think it eventually will be. Round the outside, a nice little move there from the Mercedes driver, who's still in the race. Bloody hell. As Jimmy makes his way through. He's currently P8, that'll give him a good few, 5 or 6 points I believe. But good to see the Mercedes driver finally starting to settle in to the team. And here we go then, side by side with Omar. We've seen this come to very, very dramatic blows before in Monza, in the sprint, battling for P2. They came together and Jimmy had an ultimate meltdown, but he's matured a lot since then and he's a much better driver than what he used to be, but unfortunately the results aren't showing yet for the unlucky Mercedes driver. But here we go, back on board with Stevo. We've got Sotos now ahead, but Glitzy is next. It's battle for 6th and 7th, but Stevo might get through as Sotos has made a good move down the inside. That is Glitzy's one weakness, the lockup, that he always goes a little bit wide with them. If he can just improve that, he has a lot of potential, I can tell you that right now. Here comes Glitzy, he's going to make the move back on Sotos. Will he lock up like he seems to nearly every corner? Yes, he does, but it actually kind of helps him. But he has a bit of a wobble. We're 3 wide. Steve around the outside. He has to go off the road. That might be investigated as Sotos, no, that's Glitzy going through. It's been an incredible battle, but Stevo holds on to the position. It might be investigated in the closing stages of this race. Sotos and Glitzy coming together, and they get away with it, but contact, they allow Stevo to break away. In replay here, this is Jimmy and Omar. I think we're about to see the Sotos and Glitzy aftermath as they make their way through the left hand. Yeah, it's a contact. Look how sideways they were. Once again, it's like touring car racing.
Double over there, come on!
Drifting, Tokyo drift. Brilliant stuff. But Jimmy making a brilliant double overtake, and he nearly gets a triple one with Omar there. He might actually send it down the inside. That's why the replay's continuing, and maybe we see a move. No, we don't. But Jimmy's doing well, and he could be on for a good haul of points to bring Mercedes up in the Constructors. It's been a good weekend for the Brackley team. The Silver Arrows doing rather well. Back on board with Jimmy then, lap 21 of 25, he's nearly home. This is brilliant to see. On board, Omar and Sotos are neck and neck up ahead. Jimmy maybe could sniff an opportunity, but he wants to keep his nose clean.
God,
Here we
Sotos,
go.
what the fuck
He's going to look to the outside. Not quite yet. We've only got 4 laps to go. Jack is about to start the 22nd lap of this race. A brilliant race it has been. Sotos and Omar make contact. Omar into Sotos' rear wing. And this is brilliant. It's really on the limit. Really exciting stuff. As down the inside, that would be audacious from Jimmy. He looks for it. He doesn't quite get there. The room is left. Clean, high driving standards in MFRL. That's why we are one of the top F124 leagues of the moment. Here we go. On lap 23 of 25, we're closing the curtains on this race. It's been one of the best races for battles and high driving standards, as I mentioned. But Jimmy, here we go. He's going to look down the inside. Oh, no! Oh, the big crash. Jimmy is out, and his bad luck has continued. He was so close to finishing the race. Oh, a replay here then of Jimmy's big crash you're about to see. He goes down the inside. Omar doesn't really see him there, and bang, nearly goes over the wall with a big, big shunt. And thank God he is okay. He has gotten out of the car. It's another big crash. We saw a big crash for him in Bahrain, and this is going to be a slowed up version so we can analyse it. So he's down the inside here, and look at this. It's just unfortunate hooking. It's like AMP and Hype's incident earlier, nearly over that Rolex wall though. And it just spins and spins helplessly as the front left jiggles around everywhere. I mean, entering the halo at one point, it's a bit concerning. What a shame though for Jimmy. Really, really sad to see, but we're on the last lap, but there are still battles. Lap 1 to lap 25. This race has brought in everything. Heartbreak, brilliant battles, some good upbeat stories as well for some great results and some great weekends. Notably, Glitzy is one of them, and AMP's made up plenty of positions. Same with Hype. So yeah, it's been a good weekend for many, not so much for a couple of others. But we're side by side here. Omar versus Stevo. It's getting very, very close, very, very frisky between these two. It is a battle for 5th and 6th. But look out for Akil. He could be on for a good result actually. And he is off. Oh, there's contact. Akil gets sideways, and he holds on to it. He survives a big, big moment. Jack is approaching the last corner. Here he is. He's running down towards the checkered flag. Jack is about to become a double winner in... Oh no! What's happened to Stevo? What a shame! What has happened there? Jack has taken the win, but Stevo just apparently went straight on. What's happened there? That is absolute heartbreak for Lewis. Oh, what a shame. It does promote Corey into the top 10. And it means we only have 12 finishers, so every finisher will score points. as we've got some battles across the line. What a shame for Steve-O. We need to see that again on a replay to see what happened and how it happened. It just happened in a rush really. I was not expecting him to go straight on into the wall. Steve-O's okay, we're hearing. We hear he is getting out of the car. He is alright. Good stuff from the car. We had 2 big crashes in the last few laps. Here we go then. He's turning in, absolutely fine. Just goes straight on. And it's just like his steering rack's broken and he's got a stuck throttle all of a sudden. A big malfunction in the car, but that is the best news of the day. He walks away. Here we are then, there are the results then. Jack takes the victory from Jaco and Sotos, the podium sitters. Omar and Wiki 4th and 5th. A&P, bravo, getting driver of the day as well, an extra point. Akil and Glitzy 7th and 8th, with Hyped his best result of season 3. McGrory P10, Hutchins 11th and Jimmy in P12. Jack leads the championship then by 28 points to Sotos. The top 2 from season 2, for most of it at least, the top 2 in season 3. Jacob, Omar, James, Robert, Lewis, Wiki, Glitzy and A&P making up the top 10 then. As Kick Sauber have a huge lead in the constructors. This might actually be quite a boring season for the team's championship, with Alpine, Hassan, Williams, Ferrari and Mercedes have promoted themselves, McLaren, Racing Bulls, Aston Martin and Red Bull. Now let's have a look at our newer championships, starting off with the Wingfoot Award then, for 8 drivers who gained positions. A&P and Hype are the 2 standouts, both gaining 8 positions, with Wiki and Akil, Henry, Jaco, Omar and Kamiko all also gaining positions in the race. And that means A&P and Hype move from not classified to at the top of the standings, ahead of Omar and Wiki, Sotos, John, Diddy in 7th, Akil, Henry and Kamiko getting 2 positions in both races. Consistency is key. In the Wingfoot Award for qualifying, Jack took pole position of course, taking 24 points, and it was the grid order for the rest of the top 10, 24 down to 3 points. Henry and Diddy make it 2 and 1. So what does that do to the overall Wingfoot Award standings? Well, you can see here the comparison from round 1 to round 2. Pause if you want, but Jack 48 points, 10 points ahead of Lewis, and Jaco in 3rd. Sotos, Jimmy, Robbo, James, Omar, Jake, Pug, Glitzy, Akil and the rest of them all scoring. Jaco, Omar, Wiki, A&P, Glitzy and Henry, the only 6 Jack Robbo Trophy competitors to actually finish the race. There's a lot of crashes and incidents in that one. But that means overall this is the tightest championship of the lot. No points separating the 2 Italianos at the top, 38 apiece. James and Glitzy also tied, and Lewis in there in P5 as well. Brilliant stuff then, and thank you very much to everyone who has supported me for these highlights. Thank you to everyone who's bought clips and done their part to make these highlights possible. We'll be back next week for the final of 3 in this opening 3 this season. We'll be back for the Austrian Grand Prix. This one's not a sprint, but I'm sure it'll be more exciting than last year. We'll see you then. Good night.